I'm A.
And I'm B.
This is AV Unfiltered.
Ask the Aunties.
Okay, parents want to cut my pay by $5 an hour. Let's get into it. Hey everyone, I'm a 20-year-old female and I'm located in Southern California, and I've been babysitting for this family for 2 years now. I've been watching their 3 kids, 6 male, 5 male, and 3 female, 2 days a week.
Wait a minute. 3 kids?
Mm-hmm.
I'm already feeling not cool. That's 3 kids she's watching.
Yes, so she watches them 2 days a week, usually Tuesday and Wednesdays from 4 to 8 p.m. They pay me $30 an hour. Well, Sunday night they asked me to babysit for a date night, but when they paid me this afternoon, I noticed they gave me $25 less. When I texted asking if they had made a mistake, the dad called me and told me he felt $30 an hour was a lot for 3 kids. Okay. Who he called self-sufficient. He told me all they do is watch TV or play video games, and it's an easy job, but he still felt they were paying me too much. He felt $25 an hour was more appropriate to pay, and because I'm still in college, it was still great money for a college student. He also mentioned how inflation was causing him to cut any unnecessary expenses.
I get that part. Having had to pay for babysitters, I did everything to pay the cheapest possible, but once you get a rate, you don't go down before negotiating.
Yeah, I mean, he made that unilateral decision, and that was completely, I mean, would he put up with that if somebody did that to him at work?
Not at all.
Not at work.
Not at all, but men.
Patriarchy.
I can say what I want and do what I want and try to get that extra money from me.
I'm going to squeeze that out of you. Anyway, she says, I'd like to add that I walk to their house after my classes, and they're okay with me bringing my puppy along with me, which has been great, okay? That being said, I think a $5 an hour pay cut is too much. They live in a 6-bedroom house. I don't know how to approach the parents and say that I'm not okay with this pay cut.
Well, that's the first thing. She's got to learn.
Yeah, I mean,
She's
that was really diabolical of the dad to make that unilateral decision that he had absolutely no business doing without her. But that is, as I mentioned earlier, in Vena, that's patriarchy working for us.
Yes, it is. And she's really got to learn how to negotiate for herself. If she doesn't know how to handle it, then that is just part of youth. Right. I mean, I remember I had a hard time going to a job interview asking how much will I be making. Somebody said, when you go, ask how much they pay. Right. And I was like, how could I ask that? How could I ask that? I just want the job.
But women are taught not to ask about money. At least when I was growing up, we were taught not to ask for it. Just be satisfied with what you get.
Exactly. And we're not taught.
Yeah.
From a young age to ask.
So I'm really glad that this young girl can ask.
Okay, so this girl actually came back with
we have an update. We have an update.
Okay.
Let's find out. Hi everyone, this is my update for my post from yesterday when I posted about one of my families wanting to cut my pay by $5. First, I'd like to say thank you to all for all the kind comments and great advice. Well, you're welcome. I didn't expect my post to blow up the way it did. I'm grateful for all the support I was given. I'm sorry I couldn't respond to everyone, but still thank you for all who commented. Sorry ahead of time because this post might be a long one, and that's okay because we are here for the tea.
I can't wait.
I know. Okay, so after the phone call with the dad, I decided to text my mom and ask her if everything was all right and ask why they wanted to cut my pay that much. She texted me back.
Wait. She texted the mom.
No, she texted her. Oh, the mom. Yes, she texted the mom. Yes.
She did not circle back and communicate with the dad.
Yeah.
Again, back to how we're raised and the fear of the patriarchy.
Right. So this is, I'm not feeling happy about this mom right now. She texted me back saying it wasn't an easy decision, but ultimately her husband felt it was best to have a sit down with me, which did not happen.
Hold on! She deferred to the man! All these women women out here who can't make a decision on their own, who know what they think inside and feel it in their gut when something's wrong, but they defer to the husband.
Yeah.
Or what does my father, my brother, okay, I got issues.
Yes, we'll talk about those in a minute too. So ultimately, her husband felt it was best to have a sit down with me, which he did not have, and talk about my pay and what I'm doing as a babysitter. I told her I wasn't okay with the pay cut and they owed me the $25 they didn't pay me for Sunday. The mom ended up Venmoing me the remaining $25 and asked if I could come in this morning to talk about my future with the family. See, that seems so ominous. And I mean, that puts her on edge. I'm not a fan of this mom. And I'm certainly not a fan of the dad.
Put in the comments if you think, like I think, that the dad has no idea the mom Venmo'd her the $25.
Oh, I feel certain because it was Venmo.
Yes.
Okay, so, well, I ended up going because the mom assured me dad wasn't around. I talked to her and told her I wasn't happy that they did that to me and that I'm not going to babysit for them for $25 an hour when they have 3 kids. Later tonight, I went and babysat for another family in the same neighborhood as them. They're all friends, and I told the mom there everything that had happened. She told me that the other mom tried looking for another babysitter and got quoted $60 an hour. I feel like I'm in the wrong business. For the babysitting job, she was pretty upset. Then that mom told me to tell them I've raised my rates due to the rising cost of living. Ooh. It's always good to have an ally, don't you think?
Oh yes, because she was probably paying the that amount.
Yeah. I guess mom from the first family texted the other mom and asked if I was working for them, and the second mom said yes. Before I left, the first mom came over, so the people who had shorted her.
Okay,
shorted
drama,
her the $25.
Drama. She's having a conversation with the second lady in her home, and the first lady walks in.
Yes,
Ooh.
and so the original mom asked if I was willing to make something work with her until she could work something out between us. The second mom, and I love her for this, then stepped in and said the going rate has changed and the babysitting rate for 3 kids was $50 an hour. Again, I really need to rethink what I'm doing with myself. Okay, the first mom said she felt it was too much money. I told her $30 an hour for 3 kids was too low, and she eventually caved in and we compromised at $45 an hour. Well, the dad, the one who wants to cut my pay, is gone on a business trip for 9 weeks. So first mom told me she would pay me $45 in cash until he gets back, and then once he's back, all 3 of us can sit down and figure out a new rate. So he's got 9 weeks with this family. I don't think it will last longer.
She's got 9 weeks to keep this secret because he has no clue. He thinks that the $25 pay cut is still in process.
Right.
So she's afraid of this man, clearly.
Yeah.
And he's giving her money to live off of because do we know if the mom has a job?
We don't know. We don't know.
Yeah.
So I agreed to this only because the dad wasn't going to be around. The first mom said she couldn't miss going to tennis, so I think that answered a lot right there, or Wednesday night dinners, so she was thankful I was a reliable sitter. Now I have 9 weeks.
Hold on. What moms of 3 children have Wednesday night dinners? Outside of the home.
Yes, the wealthy kind.
To pay a babysitter.
So.
Oh, they're penny pinching off of nothing.
Yeah, they're just.
That's a power move.
I know. So anyway, she says, I've got 9 weeks to find another job to fill in for Tuesday and Wednesday night work. I'm pretty happy with the outcome. I'm also really happy the other mom stepped in and stood in my corner with the first mom when the first mom came over to talk to me. The mom I sat for tonight said she would ask around and reassured me that it wouldn't be hard to fill those days. And so now I'm going to go on a rant.
Go.
Okay, so I am so furious because in this country, and quite frankly around the world, and other societies around the world, everybody wants women to have children, but nobody wants to raise the kids. Nobody believes that raising children is is a viable career. Everybody thinks that, well, if you're a stay-at-home mom, then you've got all the time in the world and you should be at my beck and call if you're the husband. And if you're a stay-at-home mom, you are a working mom because you are working from 7 in the morning till 11 at night, okay?
And most of that is taking care of the house, which working moms don't get to do. Most working moms
with a job. Moms with a job. So everybody, if you're a mom, you're a working mom.
Well, if you have a job outside of the home, you do not have the time or the energy to keep up the house. I've been an at-home mom, and my house was impeccable. It looked great. As soon as I got a job, I tried to keep it up. It doesn't happen. The work in the house is very difficult. Right. And if you have a man who's bringing in the bacon, I did this when I just had to live off of my 401k to raise my little kids. So I know what it's like to be home every day. And there's so much to do.
There's so much to do. And not only that, I mean, it's not just our society, but if people tell you that a mom is the most important thing you can do, or the children are our future, as George Benson and Whitney Houston both sang, then why aren't they the most important thing? Why isn't there free child care? Why isn't there free lunch? Why isn't there free after school care? I want to know. I don't have kids, and I want it for your kids.
Yay!
So I wish all the women in this country would go on strike for a day, a week, and let them know how this place would fall apart without us and our unpaid labor. I am sick of it. I'm sick of it. And I'm sick of it. And I said it 3 times to you. And no, I really mean it.
She really means it.
Yep.
And you know what? Please applaud her in the comments. I want to see lots of claps in the comments. And then let me know what you think. Do you feel that it's time for women to organize and plan to leverage our power in unity to get more assistance and funding for our children? It took everything just to get breakfasts in schools, which they have already cut.
Yeah.
And it's difficult for childcare. All women who are working should have a child stipend for childcare.
Yes, they do that in other countries. Like, so for instance, in countries like Iceland, which I would totally move to if it weren't so cold. You get a year. In a lot of countries, you get a year, and the mother can take half, and the father can take half of the year. So you get to bond with this child. If your child is the most important thing in your life, then your government should support your having these children. Populations around the world in countries are diminishing, yet no one wants to say that rearing children is valuable, because we're so impressed with the bottom line, or we're so concerned with the bottom line, but it's not. And
the young kids nowadays do not really want to have kids anymore.
And why would you? It costs $300,000 to bring one child from birth to, and that's not even talking about the hospital bills, from birth
or
to
special needs,
high school graduation. Yes, this is just your average child.
Yeah.
Your average child.
But their experience growing up, with technology, they were left pretty much to themselves. Well, the dad was saying, you don't have to do much. They watch TV, etc., etc. Well, you don't need a babysitter, because in lower income homes, when I grew up, when we were 8 years old, we no longer had babysitters. We had keys, we took care of each other, we ate leftovers, we got phone calls from the parents. Now, I met other people.
But now that's a crime, though.
I understand.
Yeah,
but
so
why should it be a crime when you are raising your children with independence? Everybody I knew did not have a babysitter after a certain point, and we were very young, and I met so many people as an adult and found out they had babysitters well into freshman year in high school. Why? Because they didn't teach the kids to make their own food, to clean. We had chores. A lot of these people I knew didn't have chores growing up. They depended on the mom. Many of them had at-home moms and babysitters.
Damn, that would have been nice. Somebody else listen to. But anyway, that's the end of the rant. This is a very privileged family, and the father is a jerk. We're giving him a total thumbs down. And the mom, I feel like she needs to grow a spine because she knows what's important to her. She wants to play tennis and she wants to go to her Wednesday dinners, which I salute you. I salute you because you do need time.
Yes.
For yourself.
You do.
But we can't have the women being denigrated, and you denigrated this teenager. Well, she's 20, so she's not a teenager. You denigrated the work that this young woman was doing.
Ultimately, she didn't. She denigrated herself by copping to the fact that she didn't have the spine to stand up to her husband.
I think we have the same conclusion there. But no, I mean, changing a diaper is not fun. I have not done one in years, and I don't really intend to ever do it again. But it's important work, and people need to be fairly compensated.
I'm making her come help me change my grandbaby's diapers.
I will do that when that happens. In 10 or 15 years.
Yes, we have a while. My children are not really ready to be married.
No, and I like that for them. They're only in their 20s. So anyway, thus ended the lesson, and I'm A.
Okay, wait, we didn't finish, did we?
Yeah.
We did?
Mm-hmm.
We did?
Yeah. She said, I feel pretty good about the outcome and hope it works out in the end. I have one more year of college, and so I'm hanging on until I can graduate.
So she's still going to work for them?
She's going to work for somebody. She's going to work for them for 45 days.
Okay,
No,
while
for,
he's
for
out
9
of time.
weeks. For 9 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's going to hopefully have another job to go to at $50 an hour.
Wow, 9 weeks away. I wonder why she's not babysitting overnight while the mother goes to spend time with the dad while he's working away in the middle of that 9 weeks. That's more than 2 months.
Every marriage is different.
Another episode.
Yeah. All right.
Yes, she is A.
She's B. And this is AV Unfiltered.
Ask the auntie.